Okay, parshas Vayeishev. Vayeishev Yaakov beretz Meguri Ovid beretz Canaan. Yaakov sojourned, was settled in the land of the sojourning of his father, Beretz Canaan. You know, the Midrash tells us we find by the Ovos, they're considered Gerim. They refer to themselves as Gerim. I mean, as much as Yitzchak never left Canaan, but yet it's Meguri Oviv. He was sojourning there. He's a Ger. He's a stranger in the land. And it's interesting, Rabbeinu Bachya, in his introduction to the Parsha, goes and he says the exact same story as what happened with the Chofetz Chaim with that American who visited. There was an American Jew, a very wealthy Jew, who visited the Chofetz Chaim in Radin in the 20s, maybe a little bit earlier, and he was like taken aback when he saw the living conditions of the Chofetz Chaim. You know, one chair didn't match the other, a few boards knocked together with a few sorghum on the shelf. The windows, whatever it was, he wasn't impressed. So he was like taken aback. He says, Rabbi, I thought, you know, you'd be living in something that's appropriate for a person of your stature, so on and so forth. So he asked him, he says, by the way, where are you staying? He says, at the inn down the road. He says, could you describe the room to me? He says, yeah. He says, you know, the curtains are shredded, faded. One of the windows is missing. It's just stuffed with a rag. The springs are coming out of the mattress. The carpet is torn. The wash basin, one of the handles are broken off the pitcher. He says, a man of your status and wealth. He says, Rabbi, but you realize I'm only passing through? So the Chofetz Chaim says, I'm also just passing through. That was the Chofetz Chaim. But Rabbeinu Bachya, almost verbatim, says the same thing in his introduction. The Avos are called Gerim because they were just passing through. They had no relevance, no interest in the material. The value of the material was only where they were going. You know, it's like you have car fare. Yeah, you're going to the Far East. The plane ticket costs I don't know what. It's a lot of money. You must really, you know, have an interest. Look, I'm not going to get there. That's all. That's the value of the money, just to pay the car fare, the airfare, whatever you want to call it, just to move on. Okay. You heard it, Howard. You heard what the Rabbeinu Bachya says. So therefore, it's Megurei Oviv. The sojourning of his father. I mean, Yitzchak more than any of the Ovos HaKadoshim. Yitzchak was the one who was most removed, in every sense of the word, from physicality. You know, Yitzchak. Rashi. After the Torah writes all the settling of Esav and his children in a very abbreviated way. It's not considered of any degree of value of how they settled, you know, Seir, all that. The says they took over Chori. What about the battles, the wars that just didn't happen? It wasn't simple, but it's irrelevant. Pirush Yeshiva Yaakov told us of Der Harucho. The Torah goes to describe Yaakov, this house Yaakov settled, and all his children, all the interactions in a lengthy manner. Kol Gegule Sibosum, and what the cause of whatever happened. Fisheim Chashuvim Lifnei Amokom. Of course, they have special value before Hashem. L'harich Behem. Speak lengthily of it, in a lengthy way. Ploni holy Ploni, Shemot Noach Herichbo. Chem Basar Adore, Shem Noach Ve'er Avrom, Kitza Behem. Same thing. Shgeitzel Avrom Herichbo. Moshe L'Margole Shenof L'Menachol. It's equivalent of a pearl that's found, that's lost in the sand. Odom Mashmish B'chol V'Kovra B'Kavori. You go feel it and you take it and you put it in a sifter. So you sift the sand. What do you do with the sand? You just keep throwing away the sand until you finally come upon the pearl. Now you have the pearl. You throw away the stones. Vayeishev Yaakov, this flax merchant, Nichstu gemalav tunim pishton. His camels were laden with flax and piled up. Hapachomi toma. Ono yikones kolapishna zer. So the blacksmith was taken back. He says, how are you going to bring the camels, the laden? We're not going to unload him to bring him to the location. Said it was a wise guy. Over here, pikech means not a wise person, a wise guy. Chaim knows these kinds of people, right? They want to see the mashgiach. But they want to see the mashgiach, okay? They want to check his tzitzis to make sure he finds the insects. He says, look, once spark goes out from the bellows, and there's no more flax. So all the princes of Esav mentioned, Toma v'Oma, he was taken aback. He said, is it possible to conquer all of them? Maksiv and Lamato, Elo told us Yaakov Yosef. Chsiv hoye beis Yaakov eish, beis Yosef lahovo, beis Esav lakash. Nitzitz Yotze mi Yosef. You have the spark coming out from Yosef. Mechalev Sofet Skulam. They're all consumed. So what I said on Friday, I asked the question, and if we say Hakol Kol Yaakov Vayadayim de Esav, that Esav cannot be Esav if it calls Yaakov, what do you need Yosef? If Yaakov is not Yaakov, Yosef is meaningless. And if Yaakov is Yaakov, so then you don't need Joseph. Right? That's the question I asked. Do you remember, Alan, the question? So what I said was, just to explain it a little bit better, that it's true. As long as Yaakov is Yaakov, then Esav cannot be Esav. But if Esav coexists with Yaakov, the influences of Esav can undermine Yaakov, then ultimately there's not going to be a Kol Yaakov. So what counters that influence? What consumes that influence? That's Yosef. That's the spark. You have a fire, you have something on adjacent to the fire. But when you have the flame going out, it consumes that, then there's no influence any longer. So the same thing, I mean, you have endless princes, all you're encircled, engulfed with them. How do you conquer it? How do you suppress it? How do you negate it? The answer is there's Yosef. Yosef is the flame that consumes the kash. To be continued. Yeah, it's interesting because other people say Gedolim. Say you have Yiddish and Nachas. So they say if it's not Yiddish and Nachas, it's not Nachas. But that's why it's not necessary to say that. But with this, now it makes sense why they say Yiddish and Nachas. Yep. Yeah, Nachas or Misa. Misa was the other one. Nachas, Misa. Yeah, but if you're Russian, you don't say nothing. You say Nochas. Say, you really pronounce the komats. All Russians, they pronounce it very good. Shabbos, they don't say Shabbos. Shabbos. I'm not sure in the Ukraine how they say it. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's interesting. They say it's not necessary to say Yiddish and Nachas, because if it's not Yiddish, it's not Nachas. It's Yiddish and Nachas. Okay. We're holding right at the beginning of the Gemara in Chelek. All those who are interested in Chelek. Okay. Whatever it is. Ari, you got to teach them how to go by foot, not by car, from Teaneck. Yeah, they'll think it's a protest coming over the bridge. Got to be careful. They have the police department there. Okay. Okay. So the question is, it says a person who is kofer tchias hamesim in Torah. Ein lo chilul mabos and mares kol kach lomo. Tana, we learn in the Bryce who kof b'tchias hamesim licho lo yelo chilul b'tchias hamesim, because he rejected tchias hamesim. Therefore, he has no share in tchias hamesim. Shkol mido shel korosh mido keneged mido. The Omer of Shumar Nachmaniim Rabbi Yonasim Nashkal Midos Shel Kodesh Baruch Hu Mida Keneged Mida. How do we know that all the attributes of Hashem, the way they're employed, the way they're applied, is measure for measure? Shenemar Yom Elisha Shimu Dvar Hashem Ka'is Mochor Sob Soles B'Shekel V'Sosaim Sorim B'Shekel B'Shar Shamro, meaning the price of the finest flowers can drop to almost nothing. Shenemar Yom Elisha Shimu Dvar Hashem. Okay. Uchsiv Vayana Sholish. It was a Sholish. Asher Lamel Hamelech Nishan Al Yodo Es Ish Elokim. So this Sholish, this officer or minister of the king, he said to Elisha, to Ish Elokim. It's interesting. He's referred. Doesn't he? He said Elisha. He said to Ish Elokim that despite he was the Ish Elokim, he rejected what he said. Vayomer, Hine Hashem osa rubas b'shamayim eyeh dover hazeh. So he says, you mean God's going to make open windows in the sky? Is it possible there should be such a thing? There should be such bounty coming that there's going to be so much grain that the cost is going to be barely anything, the best quality? Yom hinach roa beinecho umisham lo tochel. He says, you're going to see it yourself, but you're not going to benefit from that grain. Meaning, because you denied its reality, you're not going to be able to benefit from it. It was. He was trampled to death. He was not able to benefit from it. Good. What do you want? Ish Elokim. Elokim. It's God. Yeah. He was a Navi. No. He's talking to Elisha. What do you mean he's a disbeliever? Although he knows he's a Navi, he says, how's it possible? So he's rejecting the Nevuah. You don't believe in the Nevuah, you're not going to benefit from the Nevuah. That's it. But that's why, if it would say Elisha, so it's you. But here it's Midos Shel Kodesh Baruch Hu. That's what I'm saying. That's why we see Midos Shel Kodesh Baruch Hu Mida Keneged Mida. It's God's attributes of Mida Keneged Mida. And therefore he would not. Maybe the reason why he wasn't able to benefit because Elisha cursed him, because he rejected the Nevuah, not because it's Mida Keneged Mida. It's Gemara in Makos. It says when a Chochem gives a curse, even if it's Al Chinom, even if there's no basis for it, meaning the person carries through nevertheless, but if the Chochem said the curse is going to take effect. Gemara says it has to do with David and Achitofel. No. That wasn't Chinom. That was for something. That wasn't Chinom. She says the one who took the fetishes should die. He didn't know, but that's what he said. She took it, so therefore she died. That's not Chinom. There it had to do with Shemar Sukkah, when they were digging the location for the Beis Hamikdash, where it's called Shisen, the water. They were digging, and it says the water table came up, and the world was going to be inundated. David said, whoever knows the halachis, he didn't know exactly what to do. Achitofel knew it. Knew what Achitofel was Bathsheba's grandfather. So he had to write the name of Hashem on a piece of pottery and throw it in. So the question of Mechikas Hashem, the whole thing. Says whoever knows the halacha should respond. If not, they should be strangled. They should be asphyxiated. Achitofel finally came through. So he said it. Since he knew the answer, and he gave the psak, but since he said whoever knows it and doesn't come, so he did come forth. But since that's I feel kill us, chinam huba. If kein lichtov krov v'yirmisu vayomas my bashar, if it was due to the curse of Elisha to say he was trampled and he died. He was trampled to death. What does it say bashar? He was trampled In the shar means the price. Shar, like shar, the price of grain, that's the shar, the market price. Al-iski shar, since he originally said that the market price would drop to almost nothing, and he rejected that, that's the reason why he was trampled to death. That's the mida keneged mida. Okay. Now the Gemara is going to bring endless sources, allusions to Tchias HaMesim on it, from the Torah, from the Nevi'im, from the Ksuvim. Talking about it. Is this? Somebody says, you don't know he's a prophet. He says, tomorrow, whatever's going to. You have no obligation to accept what he says. It's only if he's known, he proved himself to be a prophet, he's an established prophet. And he says something, you reject it. Then it's a problem. Talking about Elisha. He referred to him as Eish Elokim. He acknowledged him. You're a prophet, but it's impossible. It can't happen. Okay? Can't happen. You're not going to be a beneficiary of what's going to happen. That's the Mida Keneged Mida. Same thing. You deny Tchias HaMesim in Torah, meaning he says, it makes sense, but then you have no share in it, as Rashi said in the Mishnah. Because anything that could be refuted that's not part of the Masorah, that's not really believing Tchias HaMesim. Because today you believe, tomorrow you don't believe. But if it's textual, then regardless of the difficulty you have, Hashem said it's going to be, it's going to be.
What's the status today?
It's not the same as this. No, definitely not. I mean, it's considered you did the wrong thing, because if you ask the question, the Gemara says in Sanhedrin earlier that if you go ask a question and the rabbi says, Osir, it's forbidden, you go to another rabbi. He says, permitted, you're bound to the first ruling. You have no right. You can't just shop around. If you, no. See, but no, I understand that. Then you follow which one you think is more right. Here, no. Originally you went, if you tell the rabbi, look, I just want to get a reading of the field. But, so then you originally told the person you're not accepting, you're not consulting with him that you're going to follow his psak. You're telling him up front you're not following his psak. Because the law is, the halacha is, it's interesting, there's a ritvah, that if you ask a psak from a lesser rabbi, then you go ask a greater rabbi, are you bound to the psak of the lesser rabbi? So the ritvah says that we can assume beyond any doubt that if the lesser rabbi would know that the greater rabbi disagrees with him, he would change his position. That's the only reason why you're not bound to the psak of the lesser rabbi. But if he's adamant, right, then you're bound to the lesser psak. The person of the lesser person. Doesn't make a difference, because once you accept it, it's almost like a netter. You make a netter, this is the way I'm going to conduct myself. So to go l'kula afterwards, the more lenient, then you can't. You can't change your position l'kula. Okay, to be continued. What's going on? There's no accident on the bridge this morning. See, the 8 hours working full time, round the clock, 24/7. It's better. It's not you don't have an obligation. It says it's encouraged you should go to a better one. But it's speaking about you wanted a personal psak. That's a bezdin. You don't want a bezdin. We're not talking about bezdin over here. You want a psak, credible person. You have a kashrus issue. Do you have a din Torah? That he had a din Torah. Also over there, and also it's not only din Torah. There, it's to know what the halach is, what the Torah is saying. It's not the application in this particular case. Okay.